Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. Episode 6 of Dream to You continues from the emotional aftermath of Subin discovering the truth about Yi's accident. For years, Yi carried the consequences of that moment alone, but now Subin finally understands what really happened and how deeply it affected her life. When Subin learns that his own actions played a part in changing Yi's future, he is completely overwhelmed. Instead of trying to defend himself or find excuses, he accepts the reality of what happened and begins blaming himself. The guilt becomes unbearable for him. He keeps replaying the past in his mind, thinking about how different Yi's life could have been if that accident had never happened. Because of those feelings, Subin finds it difficult to face her. Every time he sees Yi, he is reminded of the pain she experienced and the dreams she had to put aside. However, while Subin is struggling with guilt, Yi is also fighting her own emotional battle. The accident did not only leave a physical impact on her, it changed how she saw herself and her future. Before everything happened, filmmaking was the dream that gave Yi a sense of purpose. She had ambitions and plans for the future, but after the accident, she slowly started believing that dream was no longer possible. Instead of continuing towards the life she wanted, she spent years feeling like she had lost a part of herself. Episode 6 focuses on both characters facing the pain they have been avoiding. Subin has to learn that guilt alone cannot fix the past, while Yi has to learn that her life did not end because of what happened. As they finally begin having honest conversations, the tension between them starts to change. Rather than allowing misunderstandings to grow, they finally talk about their feelings openly. Subin explains how much regret he has been carrying and how sorry he is for the pain she went through. But Yi makes something very clear. She does not want Subin to stay by her side because he feels responsible for her. She does not want his sympathy or for him to constantly treat her like someone who needs to be protected. What Yi truly wants is for someone to believe in her. She wants someone who can see beyond her accident and recognize that she is still the same person with dreams, goals, and the ability to create her own future. For Yi, the hardest part was never just the accident itself. It was feeling like she had lost the person she wanted to become. She spent years believing that she had abandoned her dream of filmmaking, and now she finally admits that she wants to return to it. Instead of asking Subin to apologize forever, she asks him to support her as she moves forward. This changes the way Subin sees the situation. He realizes Yi is not asking him to carry her pain or fix her life. She is asking him to stand beside her as she tries again. One of the most emotional moments of the episode comes when Yi asks Subin to run with her. At first, it seems like a simple invitation, but it represents something much deeper. Running was Yi's way of proving that the accident no longer controls her life. She does not want to spend forever looking back at the moment that changed everything. She wants to move forward and show herself that she is still capable of chasing the dreams she once gave up on. As they run together, Yi shows Subin that she is not someone who needs to be saved. She is someone who wants to keep living, growing, and becoming the person she always wanted to be. During this conversation, Yi opens up about wanting to pursue filmmaking again. After years of believing that chapter of her life was over, she finally allows herself to dream again. For Subin, hearing this is emotional because he understands that Yi has been fighting her own battle all this time. However, even though their connection becomes stronger, Subin is still unable to escape his guilt. His feelings for Yi are genuine, but he believes his presence in her life is connected to too much pain. He worries that instead of making her happy, he will only continue reminding her of the past. Eventually, Subin decides to confess his feelings. The confession is filled with mixed emotions because it is not just about love. It is also about regret, fear, and the belief that he might not deserve to stay beside her. Subin admits how he feels, but at the same time, he struggles with the idea of continuing their relationship. Although he wants to be with Yi, he believes that he cannot become another burden in her life. Because of this, Subin makes the painful decision to step back. Instead of continuing their romantic relationship, he chooses to remain by her side as a colleague. For Yi, this is difficult because she finally opened her heart and showed him that she was ready to move forward together. But for Subin, stepping away feels like the only way he can stop causing her more pain. Meanwhile, the second leads continue developing their own storyline, adding another emotional layer to the drama. Although the focus remains on Yi and Subin's journey, the supporting characters continue to bring their own struggles and relationships into the story. By the end of episode 6, both Yi and Subin have changed. They are no longer simply two people connected by a painful accident. They are two people who are finally learning how to face their past, forgive themselves, and create a new future. Even though they choose different paths for now, their bond is still strong. Yi is ready to chase her dream again, while Subin begins his own journey of understanding that love does not always mean carrying someone's pain for them. Episode 6 ends with their relationship left uncertain, but their story is clearly not finished. They still have feelings for each other, but before they can truly move forward together, they both need to heal from everything they have been carrying.